The Orlando Magic start off their road trip with a win over the Portland Trail Blazers in a 102-97 victory. Let's break down some of what we saw. So while it may not have been the prettiest, the Orlando Magic are undefeated this season, taking on their second game, a feat that we did not reach last year until the 9th game of the season. After what we saw versus Houston, this is a game that I went into thinking that we should take home the win. And while we did achieve that, I believe there were some things that we didn't really make it that easy on ourselves. There are some things that, irked me a little bit, but, a win is a win, so whatever works, works. First, I want to start with Paolo. He opened up the game offensively for us, putting his head down and driving for an easy layup, and even eventually went on to finish the half with 12 points. But from there on tonight, even with playing 35 minutes, he only finishes with 14 points, so only scoring 2 points in that second half of the game. Now, he did double his shots from last game, going up to 12 today, but I do feel like the offensive aggression that I want isn't fully there yet, and I think, in the 35 minutes, he should have the most shots on the team, or at least second to Franz, which today was Cole, so he was actually third in shots, while being tied for the most minutes, so preferably, I would like to see more, but like I said, we're winning, and he is doing a good job on figuring out how to produce in other ways. And then I want to go into who I think was one of the most impactful players of the night, which is Jalen Suggs. In 26 minutes, comes in with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. He also shot an impressive 80% from the field, but he only took 1 3 tonight. He was 0 for 1, but coming from last game where he took, I believe, 7. But it is nice to see him being able to get involved offensively without him having to think he has to, sit and shoot threes all game. And I know he had been pushing that aspect of his game, but in the end, he is still super fast and super athletic and can get to the basket. And tonight, I think that showed, but the real shine was just defensively. He was all around. I mean, he's like, what, 6'4"? And he's getting posted up by bigger guys like Jeremy Grant, and he just stands his ground. He cannot be budged. They kept trying to post him up, and he just kept, poking the ball out. And the defense of this team just all around is just everything we've been preaching. It feels like everyone in their own way has been active on that end of the floor. And I'll tell you, it's very easy to when Mosley is just screaming at the top of his lungs every defensive possession on what the guy should be doing. I don't know if it came through on the Trailblazers playback of the game, but watching from the Magic's perspective, you were able to hear everything he was saying the entire game. And while it was pretty funny, it is exactly what we want to be seeing from our coach. And it is a small sample size, but if you look after 2 games, we not only are number 1 in defense, we're number 1 in the league. Now, obviously, I'm not going to hold that stat to any standard. It's only 2 games, but it is nice to see everything we've been talking about physically reflecting. And then we had the brothers tonight, Mo and Franz. Franz Wagner tonight, another great game, 23, 5, and 3. Not the greatest efficiency, but for the most part, when we need the shots, he hit them. But in my opinion, the real star of the 2 tonight was Mo. These are what I call the Mo Wagner games. The games where just randomly, throughout the year, he'll have stretches where he just takes over a game. And you'd swear at times he turned into the prime LeBron James the way he drive down and dunk the ball. I mean, tonight he literally had a perfect game. 17 points, 9 rebounds, and shot a perfect 8 from 8 from the field. And I know these aren't performances you could be expecting every game out of Mo, but when they do come, they're great, they're fun, and it feels like most of the times it results in a win. And then once again, for the second straight game, the man who should be leading 6th man of the year so far, Cole Anthony shines once again, giving us 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting pretty good efficiency once again, and tonight getting some extended playing around 28 minutes. Now the reason for that isn't completely known, but taking, a guess, but from what we saw tonight, it did look like Markelle Fultz did injure his left hand. And I don't know if it's anything serious right now, but maybe since the combination of that and the fact that Cole was playing good, I think Mosley did elect to, continue to run Cole for an extended period of time. But it wasn't Markelle Fultz the only one who saw his minutes adjusted today. I think we did see another example of Mosley riding high end tonight with Mo along with Cole, because Wendell Carter, who wasn't having the greatest game tonight, did only play 26 minutes. Like I said, I think that is strictly just Mo was playing better and Mosley decided to keep it going. And the fact that Mo was able to provide offensively the way he was, and that Wendell was struggling both offensively and defensively, with Mo being able to hold it down somewhat defensively, that's at least how I see everything working its way out tonight in that situation. And then another thing that's a little strange, but when you really think about it, it's not that shocking, is the fact that we only saw Jonathan Isaac in the first half this game. Only playing 7 minutes, went scoreless, but he did have 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. And I do believe this is strictly just being cautious with him. He missed like 2 straight seasons, came back last season, played 11 games with a 10-minute restriction, and then played only 3 games in preseason, only playing the first half in those games. I mean, last time was the first time we've seen him hit that 15-minute mark in like 3 years. So obviously, they're going to be cautious, they're going to take it slow. I think given the situation and the lead that we were carrying for most of the game, this is strictly the safety. I think next game we play LA, I think we do see him a lot more, which I especially hope they do considering the forward situation that LA has. I think tonight was a game that we can afford to, lessen his minutes and still take home a victory as we did, versus a situation like going into the next game where I believe he will be much more impactful. And then the last slightly odd thing we saw at the rotation today, which I'm not too mad about this. I think it did kind of hurt us in the end, but we did see Franz Wagner play the entire second half of the game. And the the reason I think this hurt us is because if you watch this game, the ending was not pretty for us at all. Now, unfortunately, our offense was not there, but our defense was solid enough to just keep us afloat. But to me, at least, it did really look like that Franz Wagner was kind of winded out there, which is totally understandable. Remember, this guy played all summer long. He won the gold medal in FIBA. And then from there, he had like 3 weeks off, and then he went straight into preseason. And now he's in game 2 playing, you know, a full second half stint, especially this early into the season. I can understand his legs not fully being there. But yeah, I would say that was a little surprising to see. I think that also could go into why we didn't see JI in the second half. But in the end, the big picture is we did take home the dub. So, you know, while some of this may matter, it don't matter right now. We won. And I think we will continue to win because looking up at the schedule, we have LA coming off the second night of a back-to-back while we have a full 3 days off. And I'm just trying to stockpile all the wins we can get, so keep it coming however you want. I do want to give a shout out to the Trailblazers, who gave a pretty good fight to us. They were on the uphill battle the entire game, and they kept fighting to the last minute. Unfortunately, we didn't see too much Scoot Henderson today. He was dealing with a little bit of foul trouble. But I will say we did get torched by Shaedon Sharpe. And I'm actually a big fan of what they've done over there and what they did with the Dame situation, so shout out to them. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys are probably seeing this the day after, because it is a late night West Coast game, so, you know, and it is a late night West Coast game, so, you know, those things go on until they end at 12:30 at night. And I believe the next 2 games are just as late, if not later, so it is what it is. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, how are you feeling about the team? How are you feeling after the 2 games? How are you feeling going into our first back-to-back versus 2 much higher profile teams in the Lakers and the Clippers? But on that note, I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm out. Peace.